The Ready Room is where the cadets will learn the gospel story in a fun, interactive way. Be sure to prayerfully familiarize yourself with the Bible story each day before presenting the story. This will enrich your experience and prepare you to answer the questions that the children may ask during the story. Dress the storyteller in the uniform chosen for the station leaders. The storyteller carries either a clipboard or computer tablet. This doubles as a prop and also as a place to store notes for telling the story. If using a computer tablet, be sure to save the story on the tablet in advance. PDF scripts are available from the script CD. The Ready Room is where the cadets are briefed each day, so it should look like a conference room. Seat the cadets around a wide rectangular table and have the storyteller stand at one end to present the day's story. If you don't have a large table, put two tables together to form one large area. Posters with the Galactic Quest logo and other space-related images should be attached to the walls. A whiteboard, chalkboard, easel with a large pad of paper, or projector and screen will add to the feeling of a conference room. It is up to you to decide what to write on the board or paper, or project on the screen. Just make sure it doesn't draw attention away from the storyteller. The telescope graphic indicates that the kids will receive a clue while at the station. The script includes instructions for helping the kids complete the clues in their journals. During the closing, the children will be interviewed about the activities and clues of the day's program. Because of the specific nature of the questions, it is imperative that you cover the main points of each day's script. Each day's questions are included in this manual, so you are aware of what the children will be asked. If you plan to make any modifications in your station, give the bridge/briefing director a written copy of the changes you will be making. This will enable them to modify their questions to accurately reflect what happened at your station. This should be done before the week of VBS, so the bridge/briefing director has ample time to make the changes. It could be quite difficult to adjust their questions during the program. Welcome to the Ready Room, cadets. My name is Lieutenant Jordan George, and it's my job to explain to you the tasks that are before us today. I know you are learning that God created us perfect. It's true, but before you were ever perfectly created, there was an event that changed our world forever. An event so catastrophic that every one of us has been permanently affected. Before we start though, I need 4 volunteers. Listen closely, cadets, because there are several key words in our story today. When we hear the word God, one volunteer will hold up our thumbs up sign, and all of you will give a thumbs up. When you hear the word Satan, one of the volunteers will hold up the thumbs down sign, and you will give a thumbs down. When you hear the word fruit, one volunteer will hold up the hungry tummy sign, and you will rub your tummy. When you hear the words Adam or Eve, one volunteer will hold up the amazed sign, and you will copy the sign. But wait, there's more. When I say the key words and you see the key clues being held up, then you need to do whatever the appropriate action is. If you hear me say God, make the thumbs up sign, just like you see it in the thumbs up picture. If you hear me say Satan, which sign will be held up? Okay, let's practice once. God. Satan. Fruit. Adam. I think you got it. Here we go. A long time ago, in a galaxy we call home, God created the earth. Everything was perfect. The trees, the animals, the birds, the rivers. Everything God made worked exactly the way he designed it to work. And then he created Adam and Eve to take care of everything he made. They were content doing just what he asked them to do. Alas, there was someone who hated God and wanted to spoil everything. His name was Satan. You see, that there had been a war in heaven before the earth was created. Satan, whose name was Lucifer before the war, decided that the world would be better if he were ruling the universe rather than God. Can you imagine? That would be like one of you marching into the school and telling the principal to take a hike because you would do a better job. Anyway, when Satan challenged God's authority, God had to respond to Satan's rebellion. God banished Satan from heaven, not because he stopped loving Satan, but because Satan's lies had already poisoned the minds of 1/3 of the angels in heaven and threatened to destroy the entire universe. Satan was telling everyone that God wasn't fair and that he didn't really love them. They were just his slaves. Some of the angels believed Satan and rebelled too. I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. While the snake was lounging in the branches of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, Satan spoke through that snake to Eve. He asked her a simple question. You're probably thinking, this is crazy! But it's the truth, and I can prove it. Our captain recorded all the things that happened in the past in his captain's log. It's right in here, Captain's Log 01-03-01. The captain said that Satan asked Adam and Eve, "Did God really say you must not eat of the fruit of any tree that is in the garden?" Satan was planting doubt in Eve's mind, trying to get her to question God's love and authority. This was his first step towards ruining planet Earth. Satan lied to her about God, just as he had lied to the angels in heaven. He told Eve that she wouldn't die if she ate the fruit of that one tree. But once again, we can read in the captain's log that God did say that eating the fruit of the tree of knowledge of good and evil would cause death. And Satan told Eve another lie, one that was partially true. He said that if Eve ate the fruit, she would be like God, knowing good and evil. Poor Eve, she was tricked by the master deceiver, the father of lies, as the captain's log calls Satan later on. Eve decided she wanted to be as powerful as God, and after she ate some of the forbidden fruit, she gave some to Adam, and he ate it too. And that, cadets, is the catastrophic event that changed planet Earth and all of us forever. Yes, I know. You're wondering how eating one little piece of fruit can be such a catastrophic event. It does seem strange. You wouldn't think one piece of fruit would matter so much to God. You may even have heard people say, "Oh, I'm sure God understands," whenever they want to get away with something that they know is wrong. But let me tell you how serious sin or disobeying God really is. After Adam and Eve ate the fruit, they took some leaves off of a tree, sewed them together, and covered themselves with the makeshift clothes. They destroyed part of his creation as they tried to fix their mistake. Then they hid from God behind some bushes. They were afraid of him because of what they had done. Disobeying God over that little piece of fruit returned their relationship with Him. They were actually saying to Him, "We don't believe you. We choose Satan. We think he is trustworthy." And God let them. God doesn't force anyone to obey Him. He wants us to obey Him because we love Him. Anyway, I was telling you how serious sin is. Sin is so damaging, so harmful, that it kills us eventually. Adam and Eve lived for hundreds of years after they ate the fruit. Sin kills us by separating us from God, who gives us life in the first place. And, crazy as it sounds, this catastrophic event affected God too. You know, this reminds me of what happened to First Officer Drake and the crew of the Galactic Quest. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the captain told Drake that there was one thing he couldn't do. Do you remember what it was? Drake could press all the buttons but one. And what did he do? Just like the captain had a plan to save First Officer Drake and the crew of the Starship Galactic Quest, God had a plan to save Adam and Eve, and all of us. Thankfully, when God found Adam and Eve hiding from Him, He promised that He would send someone to save them from sin. And in tomorrow's story, we'll talk about who that someone was. And on day 4, we'll talk about how all this affected God. Get out your cadet chronicle. We need to record some evidence. On page 5, you will find 2 squares with a broken line drawn between them. The top square has God written in it. You are to write your name in the second square. The connection between the 2 boxes is broken, just like sin broke our connection with God. Your CPOs have a special sticker that you can put on the page that connects the line between God and you, just as Jesus reconnects us to God.